Are you struggling for workout ideas while stuck in quarantine? Stick around. In this video, we talk all things home fitness, as well as my #1 home exercise. Hey guys, Hamish here. Welcome to MooshFit, the channel for the everyday athlete. So, you're stuck at home with no inspiration, or you just don't know where to start. Newsflash, it's okay. Everyone's in the same boat. As you heard before, I'm going to give you some fitness ideas. Whether you're a beginner, just starting out, or you're looking to take your fitness to the next level while stuck at home, I've got you covered. First up, I'd just like to give a couple of tips for beginners. Now, you guys are actually the lucky ones because while in quarantine, this is the perfect time for tip #1, which is to work on the basic movements. Whether you're doing bodyweight exercises or loaded exercises in the gym, you need to be both confident and competent at the basic movements. As a beginner, you don't know where your fitness journey is going to take you. You may actually end up running marathons. You may end up competing in World's Strongest Man. You don't know. But if you get good at the basic movements, you've got a solid foundation from which you can go in any direction you please. Now, I'm not talking about bicep curls or side lateral raises. Anyone can walk to the fridge and bicep curl a milk bottle. And if you really want, I'll do a video in future on those exercises. But I'm talking about the big movements, the push-up, the dip, the lunge, the squat, the row, etc. Movements that are conducive to adding more weight if or when you end up heading back to the gym. You want to set the foundation now so that you have the option to build up from it in the future, which leads me to tip #2, and that is to make that foundation solid. If you have a weakness or are favoring one side, now's the time to iron out the kinks. Let's take the push-up for example. If you have a weaker left side, what are you naturally going to do? You're going to start to shift your weight to your stronger right hand side. Then what happens is you train like that over and over again, and eventually the strength difference between your left and right side starts to become bigger and bigger and bigger. Then quarantine ends, and you head back into the gym thinking that you're going to be really, really good at the bench press. You lie under that bar, the weight starts to tip, or you feel it much heavier on one side, and you realize, oh no, I've got a strength imbalance. So while you're in quarantine, with the push-up, start with your hands a little bit wider. Same thing goes for the row, and make those reps as slow and controlled as possible, squeezing the muscles that should be squeezing. Now, the exception to this rule is when you're squatting, you actually don't want to start with your feet too wide apart. This can become a little bit of an issue when you start to load up with heavy weights, but just outside of shoulder width should be fine. Squat down low and slow, and when you reach the bottom, squeeze with the glutes and try and keep that torso as straight as possible. Same goes for the lunge. Drop down low, then squeeze with the glutes to drive the hips forward and keeping that torso nice and straight. Now, if you're already crushing it with these basic movements and you're looking to step up your game, I've got a few quick tips for you. Tip #1, add weight. Grab a backpack, chuck some weight in, and you're looking at progressive overload. Tip #2, load one side. Now, just make sure you're confident that you don't have any strength imbalances already. And once you are, what you can do, load one side. Just make sure whatever you do on one side, you're doing for the other. Tip #3, train explosively. Clap push-ups, jump squats, whatever it is, do it explosively, do it real quick. And tip #4, when you're ready, combine all these. All right, now for the part we've all been waiting for, my #1 home exercise. And the reason it's #1 is because beginners can do it, experts can do it. It can be used as strength, it can be used for conditioning, it can be used for endurance. It can be combined with a bunch of other exercises. It works the posterior chain, which gets severely overlooked while we're stuck at home, and just about everyone has access to it. My #1 exercise while stuck at home is to pick something of mass off the ground and walk from point A to point B. Simple as that. If you don't think this will give you a workout, just try it. Now, I have access to a sandbag at home, but if you don't, grab out a small suitcase, a duffel bag, backpack, grab something heavy, wrap it in some old towels, chuck it inside. Congratulations, you have a sandbag. Pick it up and go for a walk. Now, if you're a beginner, don't start too heavy, right? You want to make sure you're lifting correctly. Now, you're going to have a bit of rounding of the upper back, but you want to make sure that your lower back is dead neutral. You want to drive with your glutes, and once it's in place, wrap those hands underneath, squeeze in tight with your lats, get a big breath of air in your belly, and go for a walk. If you're a bit more advanced or you're confident with your deadlift technique, pick up something heavier. Put a bit more weight in that bag. Now, you can use this as a strength exercise. What you do, pick it up, go for a short walk, pop it down, have a good rest, go at it again. Or you can turn it into a conditioning workout by going for a longer walk or combining it with other exercises. I'm going to be releasing another video shortly. At the end of that video, I'm going to be doing a conditioning workout using a sandbag, which as I said, can be substituted out for a duffel bag, a suitcase, or just about anything. But for the meantime, get creative and get active. That's all for today, guys. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, hit the like button down below, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you again shortly. Cheers.